Hello YouTubers, Scott here. Just out and about today and decided to stop in at a couple of places up in the Watagan National Park. I've stopped here to have a bit of a look at McLean's Lookout. So you can see this was part of the Heaton State Forest. So maybe this is part of the National Park, maybe it's not. I'll show you a map if it's not. But I'm just coming around to show you the sights. So in here we have a couple of barbecues with chair and table set into the ground. The barbecues are a little bit the worse for wear, but still quite usable. You have a plate and a hanger. They've got these little knobs on them so that you can hang a pot on there and it won't slide off. Not a bad idea. And they do turn around to go over or back off the fire. But this is the whole reason for being up here, the view. So up in that direction, which is basically north, we're looking towards Cessnock and the lower half of the Hunter Valley. The mountains on the other side there that you can see is the Mount Royal Range. And if I walk further around so the trees are not in the way, we're looking northeast, down over the top of Mulbring towards Curry Curry, and those towers that you can see. Let's see if I can zoom in on the towers there. How far can we get in? There we are. Those towers are Mount Sugarloaf at the back of Newcastle. Anyway, one thing about this picnic area here is it is definitely not a camping area. So you're not allowed to stay here overnight in a camper van. You're not allowed to camp here at all. So there's the rig. Someone's going to ask me what all the antennas are for. I'm an amateur radio operator. So of those 3 antennas, 2 are for amateur radio and 1 is UHF-CB. So we'll just go for a little bit of a drive down around, because there's a little loop that comes in here and just goes back around the other side. Okay, so out of the car now at Hunter Lookout. Let's go up and have a look. It's a similar sort of set out to Heaton Lookout. You can see over there, table and chairs and a barbecue. This one has a couple of garbage bins, which is good. And there's a covered table and chairs and barbecue up here. And over in the distance there, there's a composting toilet. So this one's probably even better to bring the family to, although they're only like half a kilometre apart from each other. So this is obviously why it's called Hunter Lookout. It looks straight up the Hunter Valley. So panning across from the left to the right, if you follow up there to the left, up the valley for far enough, you'll eventually get to Wollombi. That range that you can see directly in front of us there is the Broken Back Range. And over in the centre of frame now is Cessnock. And up behind Cessnock once again, although it's covered by the clouds and the mistiness of the clouds, is the Mount Royal Range. Slightly around to that way, Lambs Valley and various other places like that. Once again, a nice solid fence, and yeah, yet another beautiful spot. Okay, so back in the car now. Let's go and see what else we can find. I'm going to turn down this side road here. On the map it's shown as Glen Road, and it supposedly goes down to another nice lookout looking over the top of the valley again. Alright, I'm just going to jump out here for a minute and find a spot through the trees and just give you a bit of a look as to what we're looking at along here. Okay, that's the hill we just came down. That's where we are, Glen Road. They've spelled it with two N's on here and it's got one N on the map. That's a bit funny. Anyway, that's okay. So turning around here to where we've just driven down. This is the Great North Walk. Unfortunately, someone has turned the sign around. I don't know why. And really, yeah, they definitely have. It should be pointing along the track to that direction and to that direction. So back in that direction behind the car is the walking track, which is the Great North Walk back around to Maclean's Lookout, where we just were a few minutes ago. And that way is the Great North Walk back towards a little tiny place called the Gap. Look it up, you'll find it. And here is the lookout at the end of Glens Road. As you can see, we are on the top of a cliff, and it's pretty much straight down there. But another beautiful lookout, Mount Sugarloaf up there on the right hand side, and looking straight across the valley, once again Mulbring, Curry, and across towards Maitland, and Cessnock is around there just behind that little lump of a hill in the middle there. And lo and behold, I've found something even before I got in the car. It's an echidna. If you don't know what an echidna is, it's a very, very ancient mammal. Those spines are extremely spiky. I have picked one up in the past, but only with gloves. And you can see his long snout. He noses around in the leaf litter, and he eats mostly termites. Funny little things. Millions of years old, those guys. Okay, here we go, back up the hill. Echidna lookout. So, as you can see out the front there, the picnic area is 100 metres long and about 10 metres wide. Same sort of setup as Hunter Lookout and McLean Lookout. The only thing extra that this one has is it's got a bit of a water tank. Unfortunately, they've got the thing on the water tank that says don't drink. Well, what's the point of having it there if you can't drink it? And what's wrong with the water if it came out of the sky? So basically it's just a warning to say we're not going to take responsibility if you drink from this and get a bit crook. So here's the actual lookout section. We are looking just about due east now. So I'll get out with the phone and give you a bit of a run around. Alright, so here we are at Echidna Lookout, looking east. You can basically see all the way from Newcastle up there, Stockton Beach even. See if I can zoom in up there for you. So just up over there, very, very hard to actually get onto it, but that's Stockton Beach up there. And if you come back down this way, a little clearing just in front of us down there is Freeman's Waterhole, and Newcastle and Lake Macquarie there. In fact, the water that you can see is mostly Lake Macquarie. I'll take you around and show you. You can see all the way from the top of Lake Macquarie back there, all the way down here to the bottom end of Lake Macquarie, and the Central Coast back down that way, and the stinky hellhole of Sydney over the top of that little mountain range which you have to go over. There's a couple of power stations still running around the bottom of Lake Macquarie. The big one there in the foreground is Araring Power Station. And yeah, the picnic area just down there. I think it had 3 tables, 3 barbecues, and the water that it says you're not allowed to drink. Anyway, we're going to head up that way and have a look and see what we can see at the top of the hill. Okay, so this is the other thing I came up here to see. Now, you'll see that little sign there just in front of the car, pointing that direction with the hiker on it. Great North Walk goes that way. It's a little bit hard to show you there, but no, I think I can do it on the phone. So hang on 2 seconds. I'll do it on the phone. Okay, so this is a program that I use to keep track of where I've been and to find where I'm going. It doesn't give you turn by turn, but you can put old school style maps in there. So you can see where we are at the moment, up at this transmission tower, and just off down the bottom of there is Echidna Lookout. But this little black dotted line, that is the Great North Walk, heading down off the spur, off the edge of the mountain, to this little place. You can see it's called, it's underneath the thing. Let me just move it 2 seconds. I'll just drag that across. Brunkerville Gap is what it's called. That's what I was talking about before, calling it the Gap. So the Great North Walk comes up to here. You can go south, back along the track that we've just gone on, or you can follow the Great North Walk along there and along the edge of the cliff face. I'll show you a little bit more of that in a sec. But this is the transmission towers up here. You can see there's lots of different things on there. Most of it's to do with telecom and government, Telstra, national parks, state forests. They've got their repeaters up on there. And I don't think there's any amateur radio ones on this hill. I'll stand corrected if someone wants to correct me. But yeah, that's what you can see up there. Okay, the reason I wanted to stop here is just to show you over there in the distance the first place that I stopped at, which was McLean Lookout, is on the end of that cliff, and the next place that I stopped at the end of Glen Road is just behind this next little cliff. It's in the next little valley there. So at the moment we're looking up towards Cessnock, Quarraballong. Mulbring is further over that way through the trees. That's a broken back range there in front of us. But part of the reason why I want to stop is because of this sign. So you can see this is a hang glider launch area. Okay. Now, I didn't see the sign to start off with when I came past, but what I did notice was all of this. This is all like artificial grass, AstroTurf. And they've got it going out to the edge so that there's nothing to trip over when the hang gliders are trying to launch themselves. So they launch down over this edge here. It's a bit unfortunate that someone decided to light a fire through the middle of it. Anyway, idiots will be idiots. They launch over here when you've got a northerly. You have to have a northerly wind, so coming straight into your face like this, and they launch up into there, and they'll fly around and fly around and fly around, and there's enough of an updraft so that they can sometimes come back exactly to here and land here, or if they don't get enough of an updraft, they can make it all the way down to one of the roads that's down there. There's a road, you can sort of see the road down there. There's another road just across the valley there. Hopefully they don't land in old mate's tank or on his roof down the bottom of the hill here. That would not be good. But yeah, this ridge and valley that goes up along here is Sandy Creek, and that's the way we came in. Pretty sure I won't be showing any of the drive in because it's just boring, but anyway, that's the end of our trip for today. I'm going to go back down to Freeman's Waterhole via the road that comes out between Freeman's Waterhole and Cooranbong, and I'll head home from there. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.